Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Stack and Perpetrator here. This video is going to be part 2 of my evaluation of some coin albums and folders. This is part 2. I'm doing this video because one of my subscribers, Dale out there, posted a comment in one of my videos asking my thoughts on what the best album would be for coins. He follows all my album fills and everything, so since I had a variety of albums, I thought I'd share my thoughts on them, and so that you can decide for yourself which one you like. I'm giving my opinions as to what I like and kind of the reasons why I'm buying them. In part 1, we went over the old style Whitman flip folder where you just press the coins in. We looked at this is a Littleton, and this is archival quality. Same thing, it's a flip folder where you just press the coins in. So I went over those, and then I went over some of the older style push-in folders. Everything. These were 2 that I got. I got the Franklin and Kennedy and the Washington Quarter. Washington Quarter is the same principle. You just find your date and mint mark, press your coin into the slot. I'm not going to get too much with these. I just talked about why I got these in part 1, why I got these folders, and that I would not ever put a BU coin in one of these older folders like this, just because I don't know what the paper quality is and what it would do to the coin. So I would, if you're going to use these folders, I would stick to circulated coins, unless you know, like you have something with the Littleton where you know it's an archival quality. So go back to part 1 if you want to see on those. I also discussed the library of coins with this the Dansco style with the sliding windows. I really like this. I don't know about the paper quality, but I am impressed with the album itself by the size of it and the thickness of the cover and the way the pages are. It's nice and compact. I don't know the paper quality, so I'm not putting anything expensive in there because I don't know what this album would do to coins. I did buy this used, and you can see with the Whitman, I'll show you comparison. The Whitman is about a 1/2 inch taller and 3/4 wider. The Whitman is slightly thinner, but I really like this Library of Coins album versus the older style Whitman. So these are also in part 1. Something I want to talk about, if you don't want to get into albums but you still want to make a collection, you can do like I'm doing with my Benjis. A Benji set without proofs and without having a variety is 35 coins, and it will fit in 2 tubes. I have started another collection. This will be collection 5, and then I have started collection 6, and I have them tubed up awaiting to show you album fills of when I start the album type and filling the albums with these to see how far I get along. I do the Benjis because they are one of the easiest sets to put together. You only have a couple low mintage coins. The 55 is the lowest, so that's technically mintage wise the key date. But if you don't want to do albums or folders, you can just put your collection in tubes, so that's an alternative. But let's look at these more expensive albums. I'm going to start with the newer style Whitmans. This is my book 13 of American Silver Eagles. It is the only Whitman style I have like this. I do not know if they make the protective dust cover jacket for its sleeve. So when I put this book on a shelf, you can see it's wedged. It's thicker at one end, skinnier at the other. Disadvantage to having something like this is if you're stacking your books As you stack these up, they will start to slide and you will have a mess. If you're putting them in a shelf like this, because they're wedge shaped, the books will start rotating on you and they don't line up pretty. So this is the only one I have. It has room for probably 2 more pages for expansion. It does say this goes to 2020, but there is, and I'll show you, this is my book 13. It stops at 2020 there and had a slot for the 2021. So when I got it new, I was able to at least get the 2021 type 1 in the book. So when this is full, it will have 36 coins. And then if I wish to, I can add 2 more pages. There's room for 2 more pages, but I'll have to fumble with the screws to get it out. So to open it up and add the pages. So I guess expansion wise, that's a plus. The downside is if you don't have the dust jacket to square it up, that if you're stacking them like this, as you go up, your books are going to slide off on the slide. And if you're doing this, they're eventually going to be wanting to turn on you as you put them in a shelf. This one, the way I have it situated, it fits right in because I have a squared off area here and a squared off area here, so it's just enough room for the spine right here to stick out, and that's what keeps it straight and where I put it. Overall, I'm impressed with the album. It is very nice. When I'm putting my coins in, the way this book is set up, I'm not sure about the other denominations, but for the Eagles, if I'm filling a slot, when I slide the slider out, I'm only exposing, if I have to fill this slot and I slide it out, I'm only exposing these 2 slots. Some of the other books, when you move the slider to fill either of these slots, you have to expose these coins when you move the slide out. So an advantage is to this for the Silver Eagles is your slider is for 3 coins only, and you get to see front and back. So it is a plus. I do like the album. Like I said, I don't know if they do the dust jackets, but I am impressed with it. You're going to pay about $25 for this album, brand new, shrink wrapped. You may or may not have to pay shipping, depends on the seller. And then we get to, let me look, I'll compare since I was just showing the size wise. It's about a 1/2 inch shorter and a little under a 1/2 inch narrower than the Dansco. The Dansco is the thinner album. The Dansco lays flat. The only thing with Dansco you can get the dust covers, but because they're not making Dansco stuff anymore, you're going to pay $20 and up just to get the dust cover. I know this because I got the dust cover. I had to order the dust cover for my typeset. I wanted to have a dust cover for my typeset. This just happens to be book 12 of I have 12 Danscos, and then this Whitman is my 13th Silver Eagle album, and that's my version of a monster box. Danscos, hands down, are a true coin collector's go-to album. These are pricey. You have to watch. Some of these I bought as new old stock, still had the plastic on them, and nobody had ever used. And some of the ones that I have, I looked through, and when I saw a really nice one that was listed by a seller in used condition, I bought it. So I think it's like 50-50. Six of my Dansco Eagle albums are used, and the other 6 are brand new. It just depended on price. I think the average price was anywhere from $25 to $35 a book. So you are going to pay up when you buy the Danscos. These are going to be expensive. I did get lucky at one of my LCSs. They got in a quarter collection, and they had a really nice quarter album. You've seen me do some fills in it in other videos, and they offered me the book for 20 bucks, and I took it. And that's about right. The quarter book's pretty common for the Washington quarters. On eBay, those run anywhere from $25 to $30 depending on condition. Sometimes with Dansco, it depends on the denomination and what the book is. I've been wanting a Libertad Dansco, but I am not going to pay the $125, $135 that sellers have been asking for those when they come up for sale on eBay. Your typeset, probably the most popular of the Danscos, the 7070. This one comes in a few varieties. Generally the 5th page may or may not be different. There's a version where it has the Bicentennial, and then it has the Sacagawea and a Susan B. And then there's this page, which is the update to that page. And then there's a 6th page, which is considered the gold page. I don't have the gold page. The gold page alone, sellers are asking, $60 and up for it. Dansco typeset albums that come with the gold page, you're going to pay $100 unless you find an auction that nobody was aware of and everything. And then, like I said, the dust cover sleeves, you're paying $20 minimum just for the dust cover. So that's how I keep my typeset. I wanted the dust cover because I do leave it flat it actually sits up on top of my Littletons that I have standing up, and this sits on top. So the Dansco is probably going to be your most expensive option, but it is the go-to for serious coin collectors. This is my Franklin. As you can see, let's go back. Let me get a couple of these out of the way. I have, let's talk about the Littletons here. This is my Franklin $50 album, 48 to 63. This is from Littleton. I do like the Littleton albums. When I first got into coin collecting, I wanted Danscos, but when I looked at so many places I'd have to go to get what I wanted, so I went with Littleton, and I wanted to keep everything uniform for my main collections. And then, with the exception of the typeset, I like the Dansco. The Littleton doesn't even compare to Dansco. Dansco is the 7070 typeset is the go-to. I didn't like the layout, and the Littleton didn't quite go back far enough, so I didn't like how they had it set up for the typeset. That's why the Dansco is the only one that is a different book outside of my main collection. The downside to the Franklin $50 book from Littleton is they don't offer it in just business strike coins. When you get their album for Franklins, it comes with the proof slot. So I am actually having to get the proofs to truly finish this album out. As you can see, it's the same thing with the Whitman. It is thicker at one end and narrows down this way. There's room for maybe one more page. There are advantages to this album. Let me move some of these out of the way. It is archival quality. I do have the dust cover. I have the dust cover for all my Littleton albums like this have the dust covers, because I stand them up going across on a big shelf, and having the dust covers, they line up, and then I've got it arranged so all my books fit and they're nice and tight, so I can slide the book out and the dust cover stays, and then when I'm done, I just slide the book back into the dust cover. Now with the Littletons, it is a 3-ring binder. I do like the page layouts. The pages are good quality. The sliders work really nice. The advantage over the Littleton versus all the other ones is with this 3-ring binder system, I can actually open it up when I'm filming for you, and I can pull the page out and bring the page up to the camera, and I can flip the page over and show you the reverses, and then when I'm done I can fit it in the book and keep going until I'm done, and just snap it and close it up. And the advantage to that, here's the Franklin from Dansco. Dansco has these albums in 2 versions. You get just the business strike, or you can get the Franklin half dollars with proofs. This happens to be the one without proofs because I did not want to do a second set of proofs. You've seen in one of my videos where I started this album and then I finished it. It is nice. Unlike the Littleton, if I'm showing you the album, I can pretty much bring the front page, the obverse of the coins up to the camera so you can see real good. But when it comes time for the reverse, it's awkward because I have to turn the book over and hold the entire book and try to finagle it around, and I can't quite get good camera angles. But overall, the Danscos are the top of the line. If you want, if you want to spend the extra dollars to have a really nice album, the Dansco is the way to go. One of the downsides is when you're flipping the pages, and I have to glue this down. You have to watch how you grab the pages, because you can see it's already coming loose right there, so I have to glue this back down. The best thing to do is get your page at the top in the center and try to avoid pulling it from here, because that's where the slider is, and these areas are loose. And by me doing down here at the bottom or trying to grab on the corner, that's what so you can see it. By me trying to turn the page from here or down here in the corner is what caused that to come loose. So that is a downside to the Dansco album. You have to be careful when you're turning the pages and everything, where the Littleton is a little stouter. There's areas where you can grab without pulling on the corners and things like that. Overall price, if I'm getting a Franklin album that's brand new, still has the shrink wrap on it, that's considered an old new stock, price wise, the Littleton with the dust cover is going to be cheaper than getting a brand new Dansco album. But you have to, I said, some denominations or some of the Franklins are more common, so they're going to be cheaper because there's more out there. But the Franklin is a popular album, so there's a lot of competition to get these albums. This happens to be a used one, so that was the cheapest I could find for a secondary set. Your Littletons, like I said, with the dust cover and everything, I do like them. I just wish, like the Franklin, it would come without having the proofs. One of the things, like you've seen my Mercury Dime album, Littleton, they put in the spot for the 2/1 for the was that the 45 or not the whatever year where you got the 2/1s in there. They actually have the slot for that, and then they have the 45 micro S. So the 42/1. It's been a long day for me. They included the slots for the 2/1s, and then they included the slot for the micro O on the 45. And I kind of didn't like that, but I wanted to keep everything with Littleton. So there are advantages to getting the Littleton. There are advantages. You have a little more selection when it comes to the Danscos, but you may have to hunt for the one you want. Overall, I think these are your premium. There is one other album that I'm going to purchase. That's the Intercept Shield. When you buy their albums, they come with a dust cover. So when I get one of those, I will do another review on it. And one other thing about the Littleton, they are, because of being 3-ring binders and all, they are going to be a bigger album. They're going to take up way more space. And just for reference, we'll bring back this Whitman Silver Eagle. Now there is room for 2 pages in there. So, but this book does not include proofs, and it does not include the burnished West Point Mint Mark coins. So something to remember with the Whitmans. Dansco, you can get for the Silver Eagles, it's either the Silver Eagle bullion or it's Silver Eagle with proofs, and there's no slots for at all for the W Mint Mark burnished coins. My American Silver Eagle albums, this is the collection from 86. It is complete all the way up through 2020, 2021. I actually got the 22 Type 2 style in here, but I have the 21 Type 1, the 21 Type 2, and there's still room to go in this book here. But just to show you what this is how big, just for reference, this is how much space the Littleton Silver Eagle collection is going to take up space. Now keep in mind, it does have the W's, but there's not that many. There's maybe a page worth. If I added a page to this book, I could get the W's in, the burnished ones. But this is thinner than just the 86 to 2014. It's thinner. It's about the same height. It's about the same height. Get that out. It's almost the same height, but it's not quite like there's another inch right here for the Littleton, so it takes up a lot more space. I only have 2 pages in here, so I can expand. There's a lot of years to go in this second book, but I do have the sleeve with it. But just showing you, I can get the entire 86 to 21 Type 1 in this album here and take up less space than doing the collection in this album here. So, when it comes to these, it's going to depend on your preference. Which one do you like? I do like the Littletons. That is my go-to for my main collection, with the exception of the typeset. I have no problem with the Dansco. I'm running several Danscos. I've bought the Danscos for my barber, dimes, quarters, and half dollars. Just because they wound up individually. I found a seller and got a really good deal on the 3, so I was happy about that. And there again, it just depends on what your preferences are, how you want to, store your coins, and if you want to start albums. Like I said, I do like these, but I would not put expensive coins in. I'll probably do more of these for Franklin's, because I do like how they are. If it comes to expensive coins, or I really want to get serious with the coins and have BU coins, it's a toss-up between the Whitman, the Littletons, or the Dansco. They are all fabulous. Your Whitman's going to be cheaper. Your Littletons, you're going to get the album and the dust cover cheaper than you are going to get a Dansco, depending on the denomination, depending on the popularity of the album. So, anyways, like the video if you like what you've seen. If it was helpful, definitely drop me some comments below, and we will see you on the next video.